I'm Joanne.
And I'm Jeff.
And
I'll go first then.
you go
Fine.
first.
I'm a record producer and a director, and I'm from Connecticut. I'm about to be 62 in another few days. We live in a brownstone around the corner, and we've been there for 20 years. And we were happy to see the yoga studio, and my wife had this intuitive thing that said, we have to go in there. You go now.
So we had to do more than just come in here.
I was overweight.
You had quite a transformation.
Yeah. Like, I've lost about 80 pounds.
That's incredible.
And she had a transformation also. Why don't you talk about yourself?
Well, you also had diabetes. We're diagnosed with diabetes and
Pre-diabetes.
and high blood pressure.
Yeah. High blood pressure. At 60, I was like, okay, you have high blood pressure and pre-diabetes. And I said, no.
Take these 6 medications,
Yeah.
right? For now on, and
For now on, indefinitely,
indefinitely
maybe for
forever.
a while.
And they'll kill you, but just keep taking them.
Yeah.
Wow.
So is that your entire story?
Well, I mean, for me, spiritually,
Yeah.
I was working, doing very, very high level stuff, and then everything fell through. And when it fell through, I had to look inside, and so I'm grateful that it all fell through, because it brought me to a place of regenerating, and it's now, I mean, I'm in the 2nd year, so it's kind of like I'm just coming out at this point.
Wow.
And starting to work again.
And so all these things led you to...
I decided that's it. I'm changing everything.
Wow.
I'm going to take care of back taxes. I'm going to pay these bills. I'm going to go to a nutritionist. I was like, okay.
You cleaned it all up.
Yeah, I cleaned she helped. She was a big influence. Kicked my butt.
I mean, you won a Grammy before you.
Yeah.
That's how
Wow.
where he was at, and
Yeah.
then things changed, things caught up.
So if I had continued, I'd be dead. That's how I look at it.
Wow.
And so for me, I initially did this to buddy up and get my husband to do it. I didn't. I'm 50. I was 57, I guess, when I came in here. I'm going to be 59 in a couple weeks. I didn't feel like I was that overweight, but I've lost 20 pounds, so I had some fat on me. I had a very sedentary lifestyle. I sit at a computer all stressed out all day long. And
What do you do, by the way?
I'm an art director, and I had also developed a recent habit of dealing with my stress by having a glass of wine when I got home from work, and then falling asleep, eating and then falling asleep afterwards. So that wasn't helping. And at the time, I didn't do this thinking I would get any medical benefit whatsoever. I was just trying to get my husband to lose weight. But I had moderate to severe, or I have moderate to severe arthritis. And I actually had trouble walking a few years ago and had an MRI, etc., and was told that I would soon qualify for a replacement hip. It was that bad. And when Jeff and I, on our first class, neither of us could actually sit on the floor.
Yeah.
We couldn't even, I had to roll up a towel to even sit on the floor, and now I can get into full lotus position and lift myself up to about the count of 40.
Tell us a little bit about the process of just being here and getting through those initial first days. I remember you at the beginning. You were very nervous that you wouldn't be able to remember sequence, and
I was afraid to move my joints because I'm hypermobile, which is part of why I have dislocations and then joints that have been put back together surgically, and injuries besides arthritis. So everything hurt, and when I bent it, it tended to just pop out of the socket. So I was mortified that I was going to dislocate things, and that didn't happen. But I was very scared.
what do you think about this method? It's not what you expect necessarily in a yoga class.
We had many years ago gone to yoga class down at the Chelsea Piers, and it was 20 years ago, so we were much younger. But nevertheless, I remember it being so painful that I almost burst into tears. And I have no idea what type of yoga it was, but it was not this. And I expected it to be like painful, and I expected to be laying on the ground crying. And it was absolutely 180 degrees not that.
I found it really difficult, but I was determined, and I kept showing up, and the whole idea was reprogramming life habits.
Yeah.
And I haven't gotten as far as Joanne, but I felt that the results were more or less immediate. And I started immediately feeling better both about myself, and as one of the things that I did, I went and had an x-ray, and I thought I had a herniated disc and sciatica, and I found out I have no disc between a couple of vertebrae, and
They've collapsed since the last time.
it collapsed, but the bones are in alignment. And so I had fear about that, and I've been working through that, and I'm basically okay.
I feel like so many people say like they feel that they can't do yoga, so when they hear this,
I mean, it's like
everyone can do yoga.
However I used to feel about myself when I was a kid, it put me back in touch with that in terms of my relationship to my body. And I'd say probably maybe 2 weeks in, or a week, 2.5 weeks or something like that, I thought to myself, I think I'll run. And then I thought, who said that? And I was like, wow, wait a minute. And so, and Joanne has said over and over again that her experience was that she was getting old, and she was getting older, and she was dying.
I felt like I was dying. Like, this is the next step to dying. I'm having trouble walking for
So we better go traveling before I can't walk anymore.
Oh my gosh.
Literally.
Wow. Yeah.
And it's pretty much.
And now you're doing full lotus.
I actually run up 10 flights of stairs when I come out of the subway in the morning where I work. I've found where all the stairs are, and I make that my morning workout. I started off by staggering and having to take the escalator up part of it.
Yeah.
And at this point, I literally am running up numbers of them. I don't run up all of them, but I'm running up them. I'm passing people in their 20s. People are looking at me like I'm a freak.
Wow.
And I don't know where that came from. I haven't felt like this since I was, 17 years old. I don't remember feeling like this when I was 17.
Wow. Well,
that's our experience. It's totally different from what you think it is.
Yeah.
It's completely different. From the outside, you look at it, you go like, why are they turning themselves into pretzels? What the hell is going on?
Yeah.
and then you go do it and it's hard as hell, but you find out that with each time you push a little more and you stretch a little more, you're both in meditative state, and it's in a sense a form of prayer and meditation, and I get insights with each practice. So both of our prayer, I mean, it has to do with transformation, and so before I have a hard time going through the sun salutations because I'm a little out of breath and I'm still not strong enough and stuff like that. But I go down in the second part of the sun salutation, and I tell myself that this is transforming my life and my being and my finances and my friendships and my work, and that adds strength to the whole experience.
I can come here after work feeling really enslaved and angry from my job, and I find that about halfway into the yoga practice, my mind is cleared of that, and I always leave in a different state of emotion than I arrived, and without drinking wine. So it's been totally unexpected, my benefits.
Well, I like the thing on the sign that says if you feel like you're tight. Well, I can't remember what it says, but
oh yeah, like saying you're too tight for yoga.
Saying you're too tight is like,
saying you're too dirty to take a shower.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah, exactly. Well, I want to thank you for being students here and sharing that. Wow, that really filled my heart, my purpose. And I know you're going to inspire a lot of people.